Hi y'all, welcome back to my mother's channel. I'm going to do a quick cooking video for you today. I hope you have a chance to try it, and I hope that you like it, and I hope you enjoy my video. Isa, you can say hi.
Hi, this is me, Isa.
Okay, thank you, Isa.
And Mommy will show you a light and a baby.
He wants you to see his light. This
And
was a
baby.
gift, and he wants you to see our baby. Ife, say hi.
Hi,
All right, thank you, Isa.
welcome.
So I'm just gonna wanted to say, I noticed the few videos that I did, for some reason, were cut off. It's like you're only seeing like half of it. So I changed the screen on my phone, and I hope that this video doesn't get cut off, but probably won't know until it's uploaded. So we'll hope for the best. So let me just turn the phone around, and then we'll get cooking. So today I'm making mango chutney, and this is the recipe I'm using is a Trinidadian recipe. However, the one I'm making is not really, according to the Trinidadians I know, it's not a popular one that they eat. In fact, they said they never had it until I made it, but I told them I used your cookbook to make it. This is a very popular cookbook in Trinidad. We bought this one in a bookstore over there many years ago when we were visiting. I've managed to keep it in pretty good shape. This is the multicultural cuisine of Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean. It's a Naparima Girls High School cookbook. So what we're making today is mango chutney. There are two different kinds in this cookbook. Number one is the fresh ingredients cut up, and then they put it in a blender and just blend it. They eat it as these chutneys are basically eaten as a condiment. We like to eat them with pylori. I don't know if you remember, but we made pylori last year for our New Year's brunch. It's a fried dough, and it has like a Indian style flavor. What we like about this cookbook is it also has the nutritional facts.
That's mine. Is it?
You have a cookbook too, Isa, that Auntie Allison bought for you.
Wait, I'm so confused. I can't even know.
It's broken down into candies, beverages, cookies, breads, cakes. This is the black cake that I make every year for New Year's. This year it didn't come out. I made it, and I did give it to my in-laws, but I did warn them that it wasn't any good.
Guys, this is
Do you
my
believe?
cookbook.
Hold on, Isa's cookbook. It's a children's cookbook. Thank you, Isa.
And you could play with it too if you want. You can make cookies with it. It has everything. And you can match the color with it too. And you can see fruits and vegetables.
Mm-hmm. Auntie Allison gave that to you, didn't she?
Yeah. And you could see a strawberry. And it's not real, but the other ones are real. So right now it's just blank, and now it has a lot of vegetables in it.
Okay, well maybe next time we do a cooking video, we'll use your cookbook.
Okay.
Thank
Why
you.
can't you just use my cookbook, because we never used mine. You used yours before.
Okay, we will use it, but not tonight.
Okay.
Thank you. So, funny story. Isa helped me mix up this cake. It's a very expensive cake to make. Those are the ingredients. If you just look at the ingredients, 10 eggs, 4 cups of flour, 4 teaspoons of baking powder.
Wow.
I just can't get over the 10 eggs. Not to mention all of the fruits that you have to buy and soak many months ahead. I usually soak them, after I make the cake, I start soaking them for the cake the next year. I soak them in rum. And then when I go to make the cake, I blend them in the blender, and I take the juice that they were soaking in, and I use that to soak the cake after it's cooked, along with a little wine. Anyway, the funny part is I put it in the oven at 11 p.m. and I checked it in an hour, and the oven went out at 11 p.m. on New Year's Eve. But we didn't realize it until 1 a.m. after troubleshooting and back and forth. I wasn't about to make that cake over. So I took the mixture, put it in the refrigerator, and I baked it in the toaster oven, the Emerald Lagasse toaster oven, the next day. And Husani will probably eat it, but it just came out really dry. And that's supposed to be a very dense and moist cake. So it was a bit disappointing. I don't know if I'll get around to making another one before next New Year's, but we'll see. Maybe I'll make it for his birthday since that's his favorite cake. Anyway, there are lots of things in this cookbook. Then we have desserts, rice and pasta, vegetables, cuisines of other countries, Chinese, Trinidadian Chinese, which is very good, East Indian.
What about New York Chinese?
New York Chinese is good too, Issa. Meats, soups, and appetizers. So we're going back to our, I don't even know what it's listed under. Jams. Oh, jams, jellies. See, jams, jellies, pickles, and preserves. Oh, look, I turned right to it. What?
When I'm done doing my homework, if I could, can I help you?
Okay, so thank you.
I'm gonna get the chair.
But,
No, when I'm done.
okay.
Doing my homework.
All right, thank you. All right, so back to the task at hand. Mango chutney. That's mango chutney 1, which we're not making. I make mango chutney 2, which is basically a cooked mango chutney. Fun fact, there are over 70 actually varieties of mangoes in Trinidad. The most common ones that we eat when we're down there is the Julie mango and the starch mango. They're in the season during the rainy season, like sometime between June and August. We were there early June last year, and they were very plentiful. They range from small to big, and that was pretty much our diet from morning to night for the whole 4 days we were there. And they were so good. Usually when we're there, they're out of season because we're there, around carnival time, which is always February, early March. I think we were there once later in the year, but they were already dried up. So I've already got all of my ingredients measured out just to save time.
I will go check who's there.
All right, but don't open the door.
I would check by the window and then if it's someone who I know, I will open the door, okay?
If it's someone who you know, you will ask me first.
It's Auntie Susie. Huh? Okay. Well, she's making a video.
You can open the door, Issa.
Okay.
All right, so back to mangoes. Unfortunately, all we get in New York is the Mexican mango and the Haitian mango, neither of which can stand up to the Trinidadian mango. However, we just use what we can get, right? So here we have, and it's all in pounds. I don't really measure this recipe. So 3/4 pound of full green rose or long mango peeled. Now they say green. I usually use half ripe. Today my mangoes are a little more on the ripe side because I didn't get around to it as soon as I should have. But Susie, you there? Yeah. Anyway, it's still gonna be good. Half pound of small onions, 3/4 pound of green tomatoes. Now, I make this recipe around the holidays too because I like to give it away. Oh, look, we have a visitor. Hi, Auntie Susie.
Hello, how you doing?
Good.
What are you making?
Now, the mango chutney that I made the other day that you say you don't like the raisins.
Oh, you
But you liked it otherwise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Without raisin?
No, I'm putting raisins in it. Look, it's in the Trinidadian recipe book.
Oh.
Raisins.
Oh. But I don't eat
Auntie
raisins.
Susie, you could...
Okay, so back to the mango chutney. What I was saying about the green tomatoes. I don't usually get to put green tomatoes in it because I make this around the holidays, and I grow tomatoes in my garden, as you know. So that would be the only time I can get green tomatoes. However, I found green tomatoes in the Best Yet market. I have shopped there before, and I actually did go there to look for them once, and they were all out. So this time I was able to get them. And then we have raisins, brown sugar, salt, cloves, hot peppers, black pepper, and 2 cups of vinegar. I only use 1 cup of vinegar. I find 2 cups is just way too much unless maybe I'm not putting enough of the other ingredients, but I find 1 cup does just fine. You have to, it says mince. I just chop. I don't chop the raisins. They all just cook down. Then you're going to put everything in the pot, and cook it for a half an hour. And then after that, you add the vinegar. Sorry about the baby crying. So then you add the vinegar and simmer for 2 more hours, and it just kind of cooks down like a jam. Then they're recommending you pour it in warm, dry jars and cover while hot. I guess that's to preserve it. So other condiments that we make with mangoes will be mango cuchilla. I've never made that before, but I enjoy eating it. This mother-in-law is a very hot but good condiment. I also like to make mango chow. I don't see the recipe in here. It may be in here though. Where you just cut up. I'll make it one day. You just cut up the half ripe mangoes, and then you put onion and cilantro, and I like to use a little Creole seasoning, and a little bit of cucumber, and then you just let it set for about a couple of hours, and you just eat it like a fresh fruit, kind of like a fruit salad would be eaten. Alright, so I have my saucepan ready. I'm just going to pour everything in. I guess probably if I did chop the raisins, then Susie wouldn't be complaining so much. That's okay. Now this is granulated brown sugar, which I don't usually use. I usually use the natural brown sugar. This one. But I don't have much of that, so I'm not going to use it because Hassani drinks it every day. Uses it every day in his morning drink. So then we'll just add everything. That brown sugar had the salt and pepper in it. You probably could see that. Add the mangoes. These are the onions and green tomatoes. Probably should have used a bigger pot. But anyway, like I said, it does cook down. Then I have my chilies here. These are grown in the garden, and my cloves are in there. Then we just cover it. And after half an hour, I'll let you see how that looks. And then I'll show you the finished product later on tonight. So we're gonna cook that, remember? Cook for half an hour. Then we'll add the vinegar and turn it down and simmer it for 2 hours. This is a clock we bought in Trinidad. It's shaped like a steel pan or steel drum. It's made of copper. And we love it. We love to enjoy it here in the kitchen. Those are some, these colorful fish and turtle we made when we went to Cozumel. This is a little key ring holder that Husani's had for a very long time, since before we even met. And then we have a couple of things over here. I think my mother showed y'all this picture before. Many Trinidadians would, you would find that many Trinidadians would have some form of this picture in their home. My mother-in-law has one, but it's very tiny. He bought that online, but it actually was made in Trinidad, I guess, as you would suspect. These we bought when we were there 1 year for Carnival. I love them. And this is another piece of copper. Believe it or not, Jason bought that for me at a, I don't know if it was a flea market or a garage sale or some kind of a craft show. And it's actually made in Trinidad. And I used to admire them, and I never could afford to buy it. And he found one in a, one of those places and sent it to me. He said, "Oh, I thought you would have liked that." I said, "Yeah, I was just looking at one." But I love that. So this is a picture of, the bottom one is a picture of Trinidad as we were on the ferry headed to Tobago. And that was our destination, the beach in Tobago. Isn't it beautiful? And these pictures are on metal prints. And I had developed for Husani 1 year for his birthday, 2011. So I have these, I don't mind the mess in my kitchen. I got home from work and haven't cleaned up yet. These are the cute little jars we found in the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to jar it up and give it to my in-laws. Put a little ribbon around it. This was the one that I made a few weeks ago. And I gave it to Susie and Husani. This one was for my mother-in-law, but she forgot to take it. But it's not as good as I would like. It didn't come out spicy enough. It's not supposed to be real spicy, but I do like it a little bit spicy. So you can eat it as a condiment. I said, you can eat it on the pylori. A cracker, a biscuit, a piece of toast, just as on the side of your plate for dinner. Or on a spoon, which is the way most people who I give it to eat it. Especially Husani. I also give it to Allison, Issa's godmother, every year, and she gets mad at me because she eats the whole jar, so that's why I chose to do the small jars this year, and hopefully she doesn't get mad at me. So this is simmering pretty good. I'm gonna give that a stir, and then we'll come back in a half an hour and check it. So we're a half an hour in. This is how it will look after a half an hour. And then over the next 2 hours, I'll be checking it periodically and stirring it and just mashing it down. Since I don't chop everything, I like to just mash it a bit. So now we'll add the vinegar. And then we turn it down to a simmer. And that's going to be for 2 hours. And I will come back and show you how it looks. And we'll see how it tastes. Okay, I know I didn't necessarily show you the time when we started, but it was about 6:30, I guess. This is finished. Now remember how full this pot was? I told you it would cook down. That's just a regular, I guess it's a 4-quart pot. It's a regular pot I cook rice in. It's my rice pot. So I mash it up as we went along. I'm not going to jar it up tonight because it's too late. I'll just throw it in a bowl and then put it in the jars tomorrow. So I'm anxious to taste it. Let's see, you can see it's still hot. Yeah, see it's steaming. Kasani, can you come here, please? Well, I definitely could taste, it's spicier. Can't necessarily tell the difference with the green tomato.
Want to see some magic, Mom?
Would you like to taste test it? I'll
Mommy.
put a little more peppers. Just a second.
Want to see some magic?